Welcome to Global Byte. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon for more breaking updates. In a stunning reversal, the Netherlands has agreed to return control of semiconductor firm Nexperia to its Chinese parent, Wingtech, ending a 16-month standoff that shook global tech. This saga pitted national security against economic interdependence, with Nexperia at the epicenter of a global supply chain crisis. The Dutch government's initial seizure of Nexperia was seen as a bold move for European tech sovereignty, but the reversal is now viewed as a sobering admission of the limits of decoupling from China. The crisis exposed the West's vulnerability in relying on Chinese manufacturing for critical components, crippling the automotive and electronics industries with chip shortages. Legal battles, diplomatic threats, and halted factories underscored the high stakes. The decision to return Nexperia is a pragmatic, if painful, step to restore stability, but it raises tough questions about the future of global trade and tech competition. The Nexperia saga is a case study in the difficulty of untangling complex supply chains without catastrophic consequences. This is more than a corporate dispute. It's a warning about the shifting power dynamics that will define the 21st century.
To grasp the crisis, you need to know the players. Nexperia, based in the Netherlands, is a global leader in essential semiconductors, components found in nearly every electronic device. Its parent, Wingtech, is a Chinese tech giant with ambitions to dominate the semiconductor industry. Wingtech's 2019 acquisition of Nexperia gave China a crucial foothold in Europe's chip ecosystem, part of a broader push to reduce reliance on foreign tech. The relationship was uneasy. Nexperia's European management wanted autonomy, while Wingtech sought tighter integration and technology transfer. As US-China tech rivalry intensified, the US viewed the partnership as a security risk, pressuring allies to act. Internal tensions escalated, setting the stage for a dramatic clash. When the Dutch government intervened, a corporate dispute became a full-blown international incident. Nexperia and Wingtech found themselves at the center of a global tech war. The crisis built slowly, fueled by rising geopolitical tensions. In December 2024, the US blacklisted Wingtech, restricting its access to American technology and putting Nexperia in the crossfire. By September 2025, the Dutch government seized Nexperia under a Cold War-era law, citing national security and fears of technology transfer to China. Wingtech's control was expropriated, and its founder suspended as CEO by a Dutch court. China saw this as a political attack and retaliated with an export ban on Nexperia components from its Dongguan facility. This move severed a critical supply chain artery, paralyzing Nexperia's global operations. The company was now split, with its European and Chinese arms at odds. Legal and diplomatic battles erupted, with both sides escalating the conflict. The world watched as a single company became a battleground for global tech supremacy. The stakes had never been higher for the future of the semiconductor industry.
The autumn of 2025 saw a chaotic stalemate as Nexperia's supply chains collapsed. China's export ban halted global shipments, while Dutch management stopped sending wafers to Dongguan, fracturing the company's integrated process. Each side held the other hostage, deepening the crisis. China's Ministry of Commerce demanded the Netherlands reverse course, escalating rhetoric and even targeting Dutch intelligence. The Dutch government stood firm, defending its intervention as necessary for European security. A brief truce in November allowed limited shipments, but trust was shattered and the core dispute unresolved. Legal battles intensified, with Wingtech seeking billions in damages through international arbitration. Dutch courts prepared to investigate alleged mismanagement. Diplomacy failed, leaving the fate of Nexperia and the global supply chain in the hands of the courts. The world waited for a resolution that seemed increasingly out of reach.
By early 2026, Nexperia had split into two hostile factions, Nexperia Europe and Nexperia China. Europe controlled intellectual property and wafer fabrication. China held the assembly, testing, and packaging. The split created chaos. Customers doubted the authenticity and quality of components, eroding Nexperia's reputation. Nexperia China claimed it could operate independently with domestic wafer supplies, but skepticism remained about quality. Wingtech's strategy was clear. If it couldn't control Nexperia, it would build a Chinese clone. Nexperia Europe scrambled to invest in new back-end capacity in Malaysia, but this was a long-term fix. The once integrated giant was now two weaker, less efficient companies. The schism was a stark example of the destructive power of techno-nationalism.
Nexperia's internal war sent shockwaves through the global economy, hitting the automotive sector hardest. Modern cars rely on thousands of semiconductors. Nexperia's components are essential. The supply halt crippled production at BMW, Volkswagen and Honda, costing billions in lost output. Bosch furloughed thousands of workers as shortages rippled through the supply chain. The just-in-time manufacturing model collapsed, exposing its fragility. Panic buying and soaring prices for basic chips followed, with lead times stretching for months. Companies scrambled for alternatives, straining competitors and destabilizing the market. The economic damage was immense, a harsh lesson in the risks of supply chain weaponization. The cost of the Dutch government's stand was paid by industries and workers worldwide. The Nexperia saga was a collision between national security and economic reality. The Dutch move to seize Nexperia reflected growing Western suspicion of foreign ownership in critical tech. But severing ties with China proved disastrous. Nexperia's globalized model couldn't be easily untangled. The crisis forced a reckoning in Europe, exposing the dangers of unilateral action and the lack of a coordinated EU strategy. The reversal was a tacit admission. The economic pain outweighed the security gains. The desire for tech autonomy was overwhelmed by shuttered factories and lost jobs. The lesson? In a world of interconnected supply chains, economic warfare is easy to start, but nearly impossible to win. Key voices shaped the crisis narrative. ASML CEO Christophe Fouquet warned of the fragility and interdependence of the global chip ecosystem, urging dialogue over confrontation. Chinese officials blamed the Netherlands, framing China as the victim of illegal asset seizure and justifying their retaliation. Nexperia's Dutch management publicly warned customers about products from the Chinese facility, highlighting the breakdown of trust. Wingtech's leadership projected defiance, vowing to make Nexperia China stronger and more independent. The public battle for perception intensified, with dueling press releases and shifting alliances. Dutch Minister Caramans later admitted the economic fallout was worse than expected, hinting at the brutal trade-offs involved. The crisis stands as a warning to Western leaders. Interventions in global tech come with steep, unpredictable costs. The world took note, realizing that geopolitical risk is now a central business reality. The Nexperia crisis doesn't end global tech tensions. It marks a new, uncertain era. The Dutch reversal shows the enduring power of economic interdependence, even as nations talk of decoupling. The pain of confronting China's manufacturing dominance is a lesson Western industries won't soon forget. Techno-nationalism is rising, but blunt tools like asset seizures can backfire, causing more harm than good. The future lies in smarter strategies, diversifying supply chains, investing in domestic capacity, and building alliances. For global businesses, the saga is a wake-up call. Geopolitical risk is now central, not peripheral. The world will watch how other nations respond, endure economic pain for autonomy, or choose pragmatic de-escalation. The choices made now will shape the fragile future of our globalized world.